Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and fingers crossed we've got good sound today. I know some people don't like me blathering on about it, but thank you to Miko Kasai, to Riff Clown and others who have sent comments and suggestions about fixing the sound. It remains a bit of an endeavour as I have various difficulties with some parts of it, but you don't like me talking about that. And I'm not going to even talk about all the stuff in the links under the video today. You can check those out for yourself, because Simon has sent me a puzzle by Joseph Nehmer called The Leaning Tower of Zuzi. I don't know how Joseph pronounces his Discord handle. Zoos, maybe. Anyway, this is a sort of, well, it might be a leaning tower or a leaning Bart Simpson here. I don't know, depends how you look at that, but I'm looking forward to this. Let's just go through the rules. I'm just, you can check the links for everything else. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Cells separated by a knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. So if this was a 3, then none of these cells could also be a 3, because they are a chess knight's move away. So we must try and remember that as we go through this. It's the sort of rule that can trip you up later after you've done a certain amount of work not needing it and you forget it. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. So those two add up to that one. I suppose these 3 add up to that one. And those 3 could include a repeat in those 2, I reckon. That seems to be how it works. Do give it a try on the link under the video. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And, well, everything's going on in this central box. Box 5 seems to be what this is all about. Probably. Or certainly for a start. This circle, it's like an insect. It's got 6 legs coming off it. And 3 of them are 2-cell arrows in the same box. Well, I reckon that means it cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 in the circle. To come up with 3 different sets of arrows there, that has to be 7, 8 or 9. Yeah, these, if it was a 7, these would be 1, 6, 2, 5 and 3, 4 in some order. Now, what then? Okay, it's something to do with, yes, okay. If this was a 7 or an 8, which also only has 3 arrows in the same box, then this pair of digits would have to be the same as this pair, which can work. Now, I'll just explain that. In fact, let's make this one green. Yeah, okay, what I was thinking is, if that, well, let's make this one purple. So green and purple add up to the number in the circle. Now, that means that this can't be green and purple because that cell clashes with them both. Same is true for this. That cell can't be green or purple. So if this was 7 or 8, whatever the green-purple combination is that makes it up in 2 cells would have to be here. And in fact, this one would have to be the purple cell because it sees that by the knight's move. I think we might be able to extend this further, because I'm so far only doing this on this being a 7 or 8. If it's a 9, it's got 4 possible fills. But look, have a think about where green goes in box 5 at all. That's quite interesting, yes. By Sudoku, it can't go in those cells. By knight's move, it can't go in those. It cannot possibly go in this cell because it's on an arrow. Purple has some value, and therefore is the difference between green and that. So they can't be the same. So now green can only be in one of those 3. Yes, this is going to work. Green cannot be in those 2 because whatever this value is, purple would have to be in the corresponding cell here. If green was there, that would be purple, but it can't be. If green was there, that would be purple, but it can't be. So those are not green, and we're only left with one cell that is green. And I think this may now be a colouring puzzle. The other green will be in one of those two. But let's have a think about purple. Yes, oh, of course, purple is here. Because what does green need to make up this number? We know that from down here. It needs purple, so that's purple. And this applies whether this is 7, 8 or 9. Now this can't be green purple, this can't be, and this can't be. Nor can this actually. Does that mean, what can these be the same as? Let's colour this one as well. Since we know this isn't green purple, let's make this one orange and blue. Now, I'm sorry if some of these colours are going to look similar to others, but I think we're going to use the whole palette. So orange can't be in those cells by normal Sudoku and the Knights move. It can't be in that one again. It's not the same as green because we know that blue can't be purple. Therefore, orange is in one of these two cells, but it can't be here because that would have to be blue to make up the total of Mr. Insect number. So orange is here, and blue is now here to make up the same total. Now, can we do the same on this? Ah, they both see that cell. Oh, hang on. Right, I am going to conclude that this is not a 7 now. Okay, the way let's mark this cell as red. It's not good for contrast. Let's do it with this one. So that's red. Red is obviously not the same as green or purple. It also sees orange by one Knight's move and blue by another. So it's a totally fifth colour, a different one. But it's also not here. And if it was here, then this colour that makes up the total of the insect number with red would be the same as this. And they can't be the same. And I was about to conclude that we've now found there are 4 different ways of making up this number. But I've just had the very interesting thought that these two could be the same. They could both be red. If this was 8, you could have 1 7 in green purple, 3 5 in blue orange, a double 4 there and a 2 6 here. So even for 8, given this arrow, there are 4 ways of making it up. I don't think it can be 7 anymore. The insect is 8 or 9, meaning it might be a spider masquerading as an insect. But I don't know that these are the same, so let's take out the colouring there. Oh, this is an interesting start. It's not like a Leaning Tower, it's like entomology. Now, I just need to be clear about this. I don't want to colour these because they could be the same. These two have to be different, so let's make them yellow and red. Now, these cells, they can't be yellow and red because neither can be yellow. And they can't be green and purple, and they can't be blue and orange. And they might be the same, or they might be, if this was a 9, they might be 2 more colours. I just don't know. Are they the same? Right, but these are definitely right. If this is a 9, these two add up to 9 as well, because you've used 3 of the 4 combinations in the coloured cells. But if that's an 8, these are a 4 and a 9. Look at these. If this was I don't know, who am I thinking of? Beaker maybe, who has glasses. Look at these two cells. They connect to those two. Right, I'm now going to rule out how this cannot be an 8, which, because we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, 6 and 7 on those cells, these would have to be different, or the same as red, but they can't be the same as red because neither can be yellow. They would have to both be 4s anyway to make this an 8. And suddenly, this is weirdly not possible, because 4 in the central box would be on one of those cells, but that is going to put it on one of these two spectacle frame cells, which see these two 4s. So this can't be an 8. That's incredibly clever of Joseph to create this. So that's why it's not an 8. Do you see? If we put 8 there, it would require these two 4s. One of these, let's say this one, would have to be a 4, and that would make this cell a 4, which would clash here. So that is not what is going on. This must be a 9 after all, which annoyingly is a conclusion I could have reached accidentally by not remembering that this could be a 4 pair. But now these two are different. These two are not. These two are the other two cells, because they can't be green, purple, yellow, blue or orange. They all get seen by them. Therefore, they must be either red, but they can't be red because the other one would have to be yellow, and they can't be yellow. So they are, I'm going to have to use light grey and dark grey for this other combination. And then these two are also light grey and dark grey, and I don't know which way round, annoyingly. And I don't, how do we get any actual numbers? How do we decide which pairs these are? I don't really have a clue about that yet. Okay, here is a clue about that. These towery features here. Yes. Yes, what is the minimum value of one of these two cells? Oh, that's lovely. Now, the minimum value would involve 1 here, and 2 here. That's the absolute minimum it could be, because those two have to be different, so do those two. That would put a 4 in whichever, you could be doing that here as well. And since these two both now have a minimum value of 4, they are the 4-5 pair. They must be. And I don't know which one is which colour, and we might blur those colours and distinguish those if it helps in a minute. And these two are also, yes, now we know. That dark grey sees this one, so that's light grey, so that's light grey. That one's dark grey, and that one's dark grey. There we go. So we've got colouring going on the 4-5s. Now, these arrows up here, one of them makes up 4 as a set and is 1, 2, 1. So whichever one that is has a 1 here. The other one makes up 5, which is still going to need a repeated digit, and the only place for the repeated digit is these cells, so that's all 1s. And this is a 2-3 pair, and they're different to make up these different totals. And they both see yellow and red. Yes, that's a pair that both see that cell and they both see that cell. So yellow-red doesn't involve a 2 or a 3, or it could have a 1 on the yellow. Well, it doesn't involve a 4 or 5 as well. So it's not 2-7, it's not 3-6, it's not 4-5, it must be 1-8. We can see that this red is not 1, so yellow is. So let's colour away like a demon. All of those 1s become yellow. Red is 8. Wouldn't you know that's a number I haven't got another cell coloured for. These pairs are a 2-7 and a 3-6 pair in some order. Can we... Not sure if we can use those. Let's have a think about dark grey. It's in one of those two cells. And one of those 3 light greys in one of those 2. difficult for it to be there, but not... Yes, it is impossible for this to be light grey. Actually, that is important. Light grey is in those two cells. By the Knight's move, it can't be here. And now, if this was a 4 or a 5, which is quite a low number, bear in mind this arrow can't have a 1 on, so it can't be a 4. It would have to be a 5 with a 2, 3 on the arrow, but no, that won't be possible in this box because another cell has to be 2 or 3. So that is not light grey, that is light grey. How does that help? Right. Oh, lovely. Where does 8 go in the middle row? This is the perfect question now. It does not go here by the Knight's move. If it went here, it would need a 1 on the arrow to keep that down to a Sudoku number. And that's not going to happen. So we can put 8 in this cell. And then in one of these two, and again, it can't be here because you'd need a 1 on the other end of on the other bit of the other cell of the arrow. So 8 is there, and we're getting some numbers placed. One of those is dark grey. Can I rule out 4 or 5 from there? No, because that can still be a 1. And it could be a 2, 3. Nothing going on there. Ooh, okay, what's going on here now? Neither of these cells can be 1, 4, 5, or 8. Oh, hang on, where's 9 in the middle row? That couldn't be more obvious. It's not on these arrows leading up to a 9, so it's here. So this is a pair. This is either 2, 7 or 3, 6. And this is the other pair that makes up 9. So this is green. That's probably the question. The simpler question was, where does green go in the row? Yeah, that's okay. Green needs purple to make up 9, so that's purple. Then one of these two will be purple. One of these two will be green. We've got orange and blue along the top here. So one of those, orange sees that cell, so that's blue. That one's orange. Orange, yellow, blue, red, green, light grey. Up here we've got a 9 to go in one of those cells. Dark grey to go in one of the 3 of them. And purple to go in one of those two. Not that helpful. These two are green and yellow. I don't know which is which. So, which of these is high and which is low? Is there some way of knowing? I don't see how. Oh yes, hang on. This 2 or 3 has become blue. So that's there. Okay, that's good. 2 or 3. This cell sees green and orange, so that's purple. Yes. It can't be blue as well. Yeah, that's fine. That's purple. So, right, we've got 2, 3 pairs. Green and orange are 6 or 7. And there's another one. Wow, I mean, this is becoming like a rainbow, but it's really working. I don't quite... We've used all the clues, though. We're going to have to use this arrow to finally disambiguate these numbers, I imagine. Unless something here is going to do it. I don't know. Oh, intriguing, intriguing puzzle. The way this works. Oh, look, green, green. We need a green in column 6. There it is. Then what? What's this? Can't be either of those 4 5s. It can't be 1. It can't be either of the 2 3s. It can't be green, but it could be orange. Oh, and it could be 9. Or 8. Okay, that is not a good question. Nine actually is in one of these 3 cells. Oh look, that's really weird. The positions for 9 in box 4 mean that 9 can't be in either of those cells. This is a classic Knight's Move thing. If 9 was there, it sees that cell ordinary and that cell by Knight's Move. 9 there sees that cell ordinary and that by Knight's Move. So that position of 9 stops 9 being in those cells. This set of 9s stops 9 being in there by either ordinary Sudoku or Knight's Move. So 9 can't be in any of those cells. And I don't know what that proves, but it's odd. And I'm going to try and remember it. Oh, look, this is a set of 6. So down here we have a grey 4-5, a light grey 4-5 that is, a blue 2-3 which can't be there, and a 9 which can't be here. It's not actually that helpful. To find something else. Oh look, lovely. Where does blue go in this row? That is beautiful. It does not go here because of that cell. It doesn't go here because of that cell. These have different colours, and it doesn't go there because of that cell. So actually that is blue. 2-3 there. I'm going to have to find bits like that all over. That's tricky. Is there a symmetrical equivalent of that? Yes. Yes, there is. It's purple in this oops, not that. In this column. Where does purple go in this column? It's lovely, actually. Can't go there because they're different colours. Can't go there because of that cell. Can't go there because of that one. So this is purple. So now, have we got something going with 2s and 3s? One of those is 2 or 3. One of those. One of those. It's not actually all that helpful. One of those. I can't see how that's getting anything done. This orange now can't be in any of those cells by virtue of it being there. So orange is in one of those two. And let me just sort of half colour that. That's quite interesting. I'm bothering to put that in this time because orange is 6 or 7, and together with the green that means there's no 6 or 7 on this arrow at all. Actually, what can this be? It sees 1, it sees both of the colours 2 and 3, sees the light grey, it now sees green and orange, so it can be the dark grey, 4 or 5, and it can be 8 or 9, I suppose. I mean, it probably is, but I'd like to know what it is. Blue, ooh, dark, yeah, blue is in one of these two. And I mean, I bet it's here. This has got to need some small number on it. I suppose it could have, it can't be 4, 5. Yes, it does need a small number on it, but I suppose that could be a 2 or 3 as well as that. And in fact, this can be a 1. I keep forgetting that. Somehow I don't think it is, but it could be. So it's just nonsense to dismiss it. Where else have we got stuff going on? Nothing reaches there. This can't see light grey. Can see a lot. Oh, it can't see orange actually. Oh, that's interesting. This sees a 1. Okay, this cell sees a 1, a 2, 3 pair. It does see a 4, 5 pair there and there, the two different colours. Thank goodness for colouring. It sees the 6, 7 pair there. It sees 9 there. This is a naked single 8, and I mean it's one of the weirder naked singles we've ever come across, but that's lovely. Yes, that's lovely because now this has to be 8 in column. That's incredible. 8 in column 7 is suddenly fixed. This is the orange cell. Didn't have to stay part colored for long. 6 or 7. Then we get orange in one of those two, one of these three, and somewhere down there. That's not all that useful. But what else have we got going on up here? We've got 8 there. Takes obviously 8 out of this cell. Now if this was a 9, oh, that's incredible. This is not a 9. Think of the combinations if that was a 9. That is gorgeous. What an arrow. If that was a 9, this would have to be 1, 8, impossible. 2, 7 or 6, 3, also impossible because of the 6, 7 pair. How about 5, 4 then? No, they both see that cell, so they can't be the different 5 and 4. So that is not a 9. I was sure it was going to be, and it's not. It's tiny. It's 5 or 4. This one is 2, 3 or 4. It can't be a 1 because of that. This must be 1, 2 or 3. Now this can't be purple 2 or 3. Oh, this isn't, nothing's ruled out. Okay, but we know the color of this 5, 4. It's dark grey. This can't be 4. It's seeing both 4 and 5 in its box. That hasn't changed the possibilities here, I don't think. Come on, keep going. This is brilliant. Where's orange? Any of those? Oh, this is 2 or 3. So, and it's not purple, it's blue. So we're going to get a blue in one of those. Oh, so this can't be blue now. It could be purple 2 or 3, in which case that would be 1 each, and this would be a 5. But instead it could be a good old yellow 1, and that could be a 3, and this would be a 4. So it's either an arrow going 1, 3, 4, or a 2, 3 pair and 5. That hasn't really advanced the cause of understanding here. Oh, light grey goes in there now, 4 or 5. And in one of those two. This group includes dark grey in one of those two. What colour? Green also in one of these two. So that's a pair, and this is a naked single. This is a naked single because it sees 1, a 2, 3 pair, it sees a 4, 5 pair, a 6, 7 pair, and 8. That is our friend Mr. 9. These are all tiny. They're from, I suppose one of them is the light grey, but otherwise nothing above a 5 in this area, all along here. Now 9 there, green and dark grey, orange, red and light grey. I have to do this by colour entirely. Purple in one of those, blue in any of them, 2, 3 pair, and what's the other colour we need? Yellow, a 1. So it's a 1, 2, 3 set, which is a bit strange. Oh, what do we do next? Let's have a look at this again, because these have consequences. If that is a 2, that's a 4. Then this becomes a 3, and that becomes a 5, and that must be a 2. That's interesting. If this is a 3, then on this arrow this becomes a 5. Oh, and that won't work. That's lovely. If this was a 3 with making this a 5, that 3 would make this a 2, but the 5 would make that a 4, and you'd have to have 2, 2, 4. And we're not allowed to have 2 2s in the same row. Knowledge bomb. So that means this is not a 3. And now we're going to disambiguate all the colours. This pink, purple is a 2. The blue is a 3. This is going to do everything. This has become a 5. Let's forget those two on the dark grey because of this arrow. So the light grey is a 4. I'm just going to uncolor those because we're going to work out what they are in a moment. Now, here, obviously in the central box, we can add up the 9 combinations. Green becomes a 7, orange becomes a 6, that's all working. We've got tons coloured in the grid suddenly, that's not a 2. This is now a 5-7 pair that I can't disambiguate. I could stop colouring at this point, but it would annoy some people, so I'm not going to do that. 8 in one of those, 9 in one of those, 6 somewhere there. This can't, oh, in fact this is on the arrow, that's a 2, we can colour that purple. Then we've got a 1-4 pair there. This is 6, 8 or 9. This is a 3, 4, 9 triple down here. That one can't be 9 by the knight's move, and the next one can't be 3. That's therefore not a 9, which I could have known from above. 1, 6 and 8 still to place. This is a 5-7 pair, don't know how to resolve that yet. This is a 4, 6, 9 triple. This one can't be 9 by knight's move, and the next one can't be 6. So something is going to pop out of this in a moment. Oh, right, where does 2 go here? Doesn't go there because of that, doesn't go there because of that. 2 here, and then we can place 9 and 5. We've got a 1-7 pair there. I will get back to the colouring at some point, but it just doesn't seem all that vital anymore. 2, 1, 4 up the top. 1 is a sort of X-wing between those cells. So the 1 in column 3 is going to be somewhere here. Ooh, if that's a 1, that'll be a 1, but we don't know that yet. I've done all the arrows. I think I've done all of them, so there's no more arrows to go. So 5 is looking at that cell. Why couldn't I see that before? 7 and 5. 7, 7, one of these is a 7, 5, 5. Ah, 5 can't be there because of that, or there because of that. So we can place 5. Then we can place it here. Then we can finish off 5s there. Let's colour all our 5s. And we've got a 7 here, which can't go there. One of those two is a 7. That's an X-wing, and it's a useful one this time. It's an X-wing with those two, and that means in the bottom row, those can't be 7s. This is a 7. And I'll finish these two off later. What else have we got? We've got this can't be 6, so it's 8 or 9. That can't be 8, so it's 6 or 9. Probably missing something fairly quick here, so never mind. One of these is a 2. That's a sort of X-wing with these cells as well. One of these is definitely a 1. Oh, that's a 4-9 pair that I haven't noticed. Interesting. 4-9 there, 2, 7, 5. We've got 1, 3, 6 and 8 to place. This can't be a 6. So it's 1, 3 or 8. This can't be a 1 because we've confined 1 there, and it also can't be a 3. So that's 6 or 8. So in fact, 8's in one of those cells, 6 is in one of those two. That's interesting. Oh, almost interesting. Come on. 2, 5, 6, 4, 7. That can't be 1. Ah, this is a classic knight's move thing. This is really pretty. This cell that I'm in here, it sees all of those. 2 of them ordinary and 1 by knight's move. And that's a 6, 8, 9 triple that it sees. I don't know where they are in box 2, but I know it sees all of them. And if it sees 6, 8, 9, and I can also see in the column it sees 2, 5, 4, 7, in the row it sees 1, it is a naked single of sorts, it's a 3. And that might, yeah, we can finish off 3s now. 3 there, and 3 there. And we can get rid of the pencil mark 3s elsewhere, and therefore we can colour them in blue. Now, that can't be a 3. We've got this 1, 6, 8 triple. we've got 2, 3, 1, 4, we've still got 9 can't be in either of those cells because of that 9. So one of those two must be a 9, and that can't be a 9. And now the 9 in box 2 is, oh no, I wasn't meant to colour that blue, is there. Doesn't fix which of those is a 9 or which of those is a 9, but the 9 in row 7 is in one of those two. X-wing left again. 5, 2, that 2 is not finishing off the 2s. 1s are not quite finishing off yet, unless I'm missing something about them. A 1 there would force a 1 there, and a 1 there would force a 1 there. Oh, no, that's wrong. It would be there and there. No, that's all right. So 8s. 8 has to be in one of those two cells and one of those two. In fact, this 6-8 pair looks a bit susceptible. Missing something about 8s as well. 8 down here can't be in those, all of those 3, so it's definitely in one of those. I'm not seeing it. That 6-8 pair, they're not looking at the same cell in box 1 anywhere. These are from 6, 7 and 8. That one can't be an 8, so it's 6 or 7. This can be any of the said digits. So let's have a look up column 1. 2, 8, 5, 3. That can't be 6, 4 or 9. There's going to be some other little weird little disambiguator to finish off now, or possibly just some straightforward knights move that I'm missing. That 4-9 pair, do they see anywhere together? This 1-6-8 pair, they all see these two cells, which therefore can't be 1, 6 or 8 or 5, 3 or 7 or 9. So that must be a 2-4 pair. That's quite a weirdism, and that fixes this at the top, the 1-4 are disambiguated. That fixes 7-1. Now I can place 1 not there but here. That gives me 1 and 1. That fixes the 2 X-wing there and there. That gives me 4. That fixes the 9-4 pairs. Left with a 4-6 pair, 6-8 pair, which is mirrored up here. 6, 8 and 9. That is 8 or 9. I expect I am clearly... the only one place for 7 in the first row. That's it. Now, these must all be... Let's do... we've got 4 there. Yes, right. That's straightforward. 6 there. 8 and 6. That finishes off column 4 and 5. And indeed, the whole puzzle... Let us, let's not mistype things. Let's put an 8 in there. 9, 6, and now I am going to start colouring to finish that aspect of the puzzle. There we go. Green, 1s are yellow, 2s are purple, 4s are light grey, 9s are not coloured. And then we're left with 8s. And that includes this cell, which is about to become an 8 to finish off the puzzle. There we go. What a clever puzzle. The Leaning Tower of Zeus. Brilliant by Joseph, as always. It's a pleasure to be able to get to do one of his puzzles. I hope this video has come across with the enthusiasm I feel for this sort of puzzle. It really is absolute genius the way that works. And this arrow at the top, that's so clever. I hope you had a go at that and enjoyed it, and if not, hope you enjoyed watching me go through it, because that was fun. I very much hope to see you again on the channel tomorrow, but as it is, bye for now.